What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access Entertainment. As always, please hit that subscribe button. As y'all know, it's free. That enables us to keep coming to you guys as often as possible with as many interviews as possible, with as many major players in the game as possible. So please hit that subscribe button, like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one. We appreciate you guys' support and getting us this far. And of course, if you're so inclined, you can hit us on that Cash App, Unique Access ENT. Now, today we have the honor and privilege of being joined by somebody I know and that's doing great work musically and in the community. So, Watts, Stix, aka Stix. Thanks for coming through, sir.
Man, thank you, SB. Man, you know I'm just here. I'm honored. I'm nervous because you the real historian of hip hop. Like, there's no question unanswered. So I'm honored to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm honored that you're here too, man, because you're doing so much great work. One thing that we should get into right away is that recently you got the key to the city of Watts. So congratulations on that for all your all your work that you do in the community. So Stix, first of all, how did this whole process even happen?
Right, man. Long time coming. You know, it comes from the consistent efforts of what I do in my foundation in the community of Watts. I mean, we do everything from weekly food drives. We fed over, way over 20, 30,000 people to date. We do food drives in Watts, Inglewood, Compton. We've done them all over in one day. You know, I fed the whole project, all of the projects, Nickerson's, JD's, Imperial Courts, Gonzaga, Avalon Gardens, all in one day. Like, we do crazy things like that with our food drives. We have a big financial literacy program, educating people in the hood how to manage their money, credit, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, teaching them how to set up a business, entrepreneurship. We have, we just added an arm where we're helping individuals find jobs, formerly incarcerated, or basically reentry population. Man, we do community refurbishments. We've built like 16 outdoor courts with the Clippers. We got an indoor gym. We got a Planet Fitness gym. Now we got a soccer futsal court being installed in August. Just access for the community to have play places, the kids stay active. What else, man? There's so much more, man. We do so many different things. And the goal is just to provide resources and opportunities for low income individuals. And we've been doing that consistently. And from there, I got a call from the council CD 15 office. They said, we want to reward you with the key to the city for all of the work that you've done. And I was like, wow, I'm still young, I've been doing it not that long, but a little bit of time, and just been able to gain influence and the support of a lot of major figures in the community, in politics, in music, et cetera, which all led to this moment. So, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, well, that's amazing stuff. So what got you into community activism and wanting to help people in this way?
I've always had a passion to just help people. Just even when I was a kid, I would give my jacket to somebody who's cold, or I would buy somebody's cookie at school when they didn't have no money for lunch, or buy their pizza on Fridays. And as I got older, it continued. I started a crump group when crump dancing. I'm one of the founders of crump dancing. So I started a group who became the biggest group in all of the dance world. And then I made it a thing where everybody could come and train, and everybody could get this attention for being a crump dancer here with my group. Then from there, I started a hip hop battle event called The Pit, home of Daylight, Disaster, Compton AV, all of those, rappers. There's East Coast rappers who fall through, like Conceited, and I know Mr. F.A.B from the Bay been there, but then we've had people like Kendrick and Glasses and Bad Luck and all of these other individuals, producers like 1500 or Nothing. Like, everybody used to come to this place, and I built The Pit for individuals to just be seen by any type of hip hop in tastemaker. And I always lived a life of developing things that allow other people to be discovered, you know, and it's just been a part of my DNA since I was young, man. So community service, community activism, it became second nature.
Gotcha. Well, that's a beautiful thing. Now, with since you do a lot of things, Stix, what are the grants, and explain how those work, where you're helping businesses or helping people get grants through your work?
Man, so one particular, we started a financial literacy program where we're taking families and individuals who are willing to come take like a 6-week course of financial literacy to learn how to manage their money or start a business, or know what credit is, or invest in some type of retirement or compound interest vehicle. We give them a stimulus pretty much. And with small businesses, I'm partnering with MasterCard right now, and we're giving small businesses from low-income communities starting in Watts a grant to help them with their startup, help buy products. We're giving them point of sale terminals to charge. We're giving them QuickBooks to do their back end, like taxes and stuff like that. Free website. We're doing a bunch of stuff like that. And all people have to do is tap in. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay me for anything to get these resources. You just got to reach out, follow the rules of the programs, and everyone gets served, man. No one gets left out for the most part.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. And financial literacy is something that I think is not taught nearly enough in the traditional school system. So I'm glad that you're doing that. So for you, what happened or what was going on in your life that made you understood how important financial literacy was?
Man, I went broke like 3 times.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
I got sick of being broke, man, with a family and, living with my wife's mother I'm a grown man and I got to move into my wife's mother's house, and it just made me become more responsible with money. And I identified that we don't learn this stuff, like you said, in school. We're not given access to financial education. They're not talking about it. It should be a class on financial literacy when you go to high school, starting in junior high, which is what I'm working on with LAUSD now. So I just said, once I got the information on what to do with the money and how to kind of maneuver it and manage it, I said, I need to share this information with everybody who come from places like where I come from to help at least attempt to even the playing field. And once we have the education, then we can kind of address the financial inequities in America and figure out if there's a balance that could be created or force a shift.
Yeah. Well, I think this is the first type of thing because, people always get blinded by how much money they make as opposed to how much they keep or they retain in some fashion.
Yeah, man, it's a saying, when you was in school and it was like, it's easy to get an A, but can you keep it?
Yeah.
That kind of goes that's with money too. It's like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of easy to get $1 million or 100,000 or 10,000 or $1,000, but can you keep it or can you stretch it? How long will it last when you have it after you get it? And I think it's the same concept. And the only way to maintain that A or maintain that 1,000 or that 10,000, you have to understand the effort that you have to apply and responsibility and maturity. It comes with managing money and knowing how it works in order to maintain it.
It's a very important skill. So congratulations for helping educate people on that. And then also, I know you have been doing for several years now stuff with the Clippers in various capacities. So how did you get down with the Clippers and what's going on with the gym and the courts and the different things that you're working on with them in the community?
Right. So it all started from a good friend of mine, DJ Dents. DJ Dents, reached out to me one day on the weekend like, hey, man, we need an anthem for the team. This was like 2019. He was like, we need an anthem for the team. And he was like, nobody don't want to do an anthem for the Clippers. It's a Laker town. It's LA. It's obvious. And I said, yo, you don't even have to ask me. It's done. I did that joint in like 24 hours. Sent it back to Dents. Dents said, oh, this is fire. He just started playing it at the games. People started to ask, what song? What is that? And he was like, it's my boy Stix. He did this anthem. What ended up happening is the VP of the Clippers was like, yo, I want to license the song. And I told him, no, I wanted to meet with him. So when I got into the meeting, I showed him, I pitched all these possibilities we can do with not just the song, but with the community. Because I know that Steve Ballmer is big on investing in communities. And I was like, instead of focusing so much on getting paid from the Clippers and me trying to get money out of y'all, I want to do stuff for Watts. And they were like, yo, no one has ever really came at us like that. Let's do it. And from there, man, we not only did I get the anthem for the Clippers 3 years in a row, but we've built like all of these basketball courts in the indoor gym and have done, backpack drives and Christmas toy drives and all kind of stuff together to not only focus on the entertainment side and the sports side, but focus on community. So it's been a great relationship.
So given that that's an interesting way to approach an opportunity, what is it about you, or what gave you the confidence to want to say, I'm going to try for something bigger than just getting this one time, wouldn't be one time, but this initial check that would be a licensing situation? How does that concept or idea come to you to reach for more or bigger thing?
I mean, how often do you get access to a major sports franchise, right? And if you're thinking shallow, I mean, there's the saying in rap, right, that we usually say in the hood is like, think global, not local.
Yeah.
When you're making music. So I always look at my music as thinking global, not local. How can I get this song or this relationship and make it louder than what it is? And I had already just come off of a licensing with LAFC, the soccer team. So I have the theme song that's going to last forever with them. And I shot a huge music video that was tremendously successful. It got ranked one of the top theme songs in soccer history. And so what happened was I was like, oh, this is a formula. Like, these teams really do care about community. They're here in LA. They have LA in their name. So I would hope that they're giving back to Los Angeles. So it's an easy conversation for me because I'm in the spirit of giving anyway to the community. So I just turned it into a formula. When I did it with LAFC, I seen how that worked, fine-tuned it, did the same thing with the Clippers, seen it worked again, fine-tuned it even more, and then it just became clockwork. Now I have LAFC, I have the Clippers, I have the Rams, did the same thing with the Rams, and I also have the Dodgers.
So, oh, wow.
Yep. It's like first ever Soren history. Rapper got a theme song with 4 sports franchises.
That's huge, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. And then also, in addition to the financial literacy and the recreational things, it's also about health as well, with the dental checkups and some of these other things.
Absolutely.
So obviously, I know a lot of stuff about health in the community and everything, and the trepidation between a lot of people of color and doctors and stuff. So for in medical treatment. So for you, what made the medical stuff something that was so important and that you wanted to really make an initiative toward?
People predominantly African American have a chronic history of high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, different things like that. So I wanted to dig into like what's causing these things. Like why is my community affected by it so much? So I started to do a lot of research, and a lot of it came because of the food. just the environmental hazards, air, water, stuff like that. So I immediately approach. Then there's also lack of access to any type of financial resources to afford medical, dental, different things like that. So I just said, like, what can I do? I always think of what can I do to help build a Band-Aid for now and work towards a solution. And that's why I will partner with like either a Kaiser Permanente or a Watts Health and create something where we could, provide services to the community for free and hope that we can get them in a system, because there are programs out there that exist where they don't have to pay any money. They just have to provide some information. And it's just, how can I lead them to a route of where they can get access to these resources? So my goal is to try to create all of these Band-Aids and then focus on solutions moving forward.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
It would be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With F.A.B on your MTV Rap with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.